It's been a minute. Which means we got some stuff to talk about. Let's get it going. Well, what's been going on, y'all? Got a new president. The old one is facing jail. I don't think he's going though. They'll figure something out. They'll figure something out. They always do. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. The better question: what do you think is going to happen? Are things going to change? I think so. It may not be the change that's going to happen fast that everyone is going to like, but it's going to be a change nonetheless. In regards to what had to have been the worst birthday on January 6th, we had an insurrection that the Tandalorian had everything to do with. And he sat up and told them, we're going to march down here and we're going to tell them how we feel and what oh man. No, I'm going to walk down there with you. We're going to walk up Pennsylvania Avenue and we're going to tell them how we feel. And that'll be it. What really baffles me is if anybody else did this. As a matter of fact, after everything happened, he had the nerve to say this. Wait a minute.
This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. They want to take not me, but us down. And we can never let them do that. The answer to the Democrat fraud is not to stay at home. It was a rigged election. You look at the different states, the election was totally rigged. Democrat officials in the key swing states illegally violated their own state laws in order to enable, encourage, and facilitate fraud on a scale never before seen in the history of our country. If you don't fight to save your country with everything you have, you're not going to have a country left. We must stop the steal, and then we must ensure that such outrageous election fraud never happens again, can never be allowed to happen again. But we're going forward. We'll take care of going forward. If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. We're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol. We're going to try and give our Republicans, the weak ones, because the strong ones don't need any of our help. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country.
What's ironic about that? If you really sit here and think he did not incite that, then something's wrong with you. He even... You noticed he said, we were going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. We are going to do this. We are going to do that. You know where he was when that happened? In the residence. Cheering them on. Laughing. Junior's little Coke bag was dancing. But he, that was for us. What us is he talking about? Because, first off, selfishly, that's no way to spend a birthday. I spent my birthday watching that. And if he doesn't go to jail, because I still cannot believe he has people saying it's unconstitutional to impeach a president after he's left office. William Jefferson Clinton. What did you do to him? Okay then. I'm not going to spend this entire episode talking about James Gold Bond. We have our first African American, Asian American vice president, and I say her name wrong all the time, so forgive me. Kamala Harris, or as I call her, Auntie. I sense there will be some good things to come out of this. I hope so, at least. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of months. I don't know who's listening and where you guys are listening from, but it's been cold as hell here. I don't like it. Tom Brady, number 7. The GOAT. I get a lot of flack when I say that. Actually, I get more flack saying it because he's from Michigan, and a lot of people are not Michigan fans. But let's talk about this. The impeachment. Do you think they're going to convict him? I don't think they are. He got through the first one. That's why I say that. He got through the first one. And by not convicting him, you're sending a message that I could run for president, raise all kind of hell, do all the bullshit that he did, and get away with it. Oh, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. You special bitch. And then there's the state senator from Michigan that said that the Capitol riots was a joke, a hoax. Yeah, hoax. A hoax. Okay. How many people died? Capitol officers died. But it was a hoax. I mean, you've since retracted your statement, but I don't care to hear it. People died that day. The mockery worsened that day. Because you got a collection of idiots that decided, hey, let's ambush the Capitol. Now, you and I both know, had those faces not been what they were, I don't think I need to go any further, do I? They sitting up taking selfies with them. As a matter of fact, some of them work there. I don't see them in cuffs. And then the what was he? The Q shaman. I'm not going to eat because they don't serve organic food. I've been to jail before. You don't get a choice. You eat what the fuck they give you. Or you don't eat at all. But he got a choice. Then I read an interesting article earlier. It was about Officer Derek Chauvin. And in case anybody forgot who he was the guy that had his knee in the back of George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 43 seconds. Now they're claiming that he was going to plead guilty, but then I'm finding out that former Attorney General William G. Don't Call Me Fred Flintstone Barr quashed it. Now, why would you do that? It was about maybe, 300 angles of that video watching George Floyd die. And you said, nah, don't plead guilty. What message does that send? That I can become a cop and put my knee in the back of somebody's neck for 8 minutes and 43 seconds and kill them and get off? Because, as you all know, all of them are out of jail right now on bond. Do you think 4 black police officers would be out on bond right now if they put their knee in the back of some white boy's neck? Nah. They string us up on a noose. All 4 of us. Somehow, or I tell you what happened. Remember the same way Epstein mysteriously committed suicide? Yeah, all 4 of us would have committed suicide. See, what people fail to realize is that they don't think that, and yeah, I'm going to say this, they think that racism is not as bad as everyone is talking about. Oh no, it's far more worse. Especially when you had the former leader of the free world calling a gang of Nazis and hate mongers fine people. Especially when one of your token blacks died and you said and did nothing for him or his family. Herman Cain. Who he was at one of your rallies when it happened. You see, I'm not a very hateful person. I just hate the things that people do. Really, I do. I hate the things that people do. Something else that people do is want to pass their beliefs off on other people. That's not fair. Because that same person that you're trying to pass your beliefs off on deep down may not even like you. So why would they want to be like you? You know, what's the old saying? Everybody want to be like Mike? Not really, because guess what? Not everybody liked Mike. They like what he did. They like how he played. Really, a lot of people didn't like Mike. So why would you want to be like somebody you don't like? Excuse me. Another thing that people do, the same people that in their daily routine they try to emulate, they talk about people that that deep down they want to enshrine and envision themselves in them. And what I mean by that is, if somebody is successful, I have seen many a time their closest allies bring them down with words. Hurtful words. But those same hurtful words that you're throwing behind that person's back, you are right in front of their face cheering them on. Because the coward in you wants to be that person. That's something to think about. That's something that as a race we have had the most problems with. And excuse me, I've often been told that the crabs in the barrel theory is not, it's fiction, it's fictitious. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'll give you a prime example. Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornell Davis. When Barack Hussein Obama was in office, they found any and everything wrong with him. Wrong with his presidency, wrong with his outlook, wrong with everything. Jesse Jackson as well. But the moment Donald John got in office and said what he said and did what he did and all of that good stuff, I ain't hear a peep out of none of y'all. None of you. Not Jesse, not Al, not Tavis, not Cornell, not anyone. You stood mute. Why is that? You found everything wrong with Barack, but you haven't said word one about Hannibal Lecter. Not one. And see, and that's the problem with us as a people. Rather than cheer each other on, rather than push each other to be the best that we can be, we spend the majority of our time tearing each other down behind our backs, and in some cases in our face. But I promise you, if one of those wasps, elite, got in front of your face and talked to you the same way you've talked down to other people, I've seen situations to where they did nothing. They sat there and they took it. Oh, so it's cool for them. It's cool for them to talk to you like they've lost their mind and you take it. But then when you turn around and do it to somebody who is of the same skin tone or race as you, you find nothing wrong with tearing that person down. Why is that? Is that because the same balls you want to throw in somebody's face, you can't throw it in theirs? Why is that? What are you afraid of? I guarantee you, if you know anybody like that and you ask them that question, they will sit there and get angry. They will sit there and get mad. They will sit there and start cursing. They will sit there and probably damn near try to fight you. But out of all of that, out of all of the the words that they may use and all of the huffing and the puffing and all of that stuff, I guarantee you the one main thing that would not happen is that they could not answer that question truthfully. Pardon. We currently have a GOP candidate running, or he's shooting off at his mouth that he wants to run for governor of Michigan. And one of the first things he said was, "I'm going to get rid of Black History Month." And he's a black man. Somebody been in Massa's cupboards a little bit too long. Somebody been foot shuffling and yassa bossing a little bit too long. Because in my opinion, it's bad enough we have the shortest month of the year anyway to celebrate Black History. But now you decide to take your step and fetch it ass of trying to go to Lansing and you want to obliterate it. Tell me why again you wasn't on Trump's detail. Because I'm curious. The biggest city, the biggest metropolis in the state of Michigan is 85 to 90% African American. And the first thing that you shoot out your scum hole is that I want to get rid of Black History Month. Because it's embarrassing. It's an abomination. I believe was some of the words that you said. So tell me again. Tell me again, what's it like to kiss Massa's feet? Because for you to sit here and say that you want to get rid of Black History Month. If you did survive back in the 1800s, I'm quite sure you would sell out your own people just to make sure you don't get lynched. Are you a descendant from Clarence Thomas? I'm curious. Because if anything, if Samuel Jackson's character in Django Unchained was a person, it would be it would be a tie between you and Clarence Thomas. I will not call him Supreme Court Justice. I will not call him the Honorable because I don't respect the man, and let alone, as far as I'm concerned, he can kill himself and die. For anyone to sit here and say that Black History Month is an abomination, it needs to be abolished because it's embarrassing. If anybody's been getting the shortest end of the stick for the last 600 years, it's been us as black folks. And you, whose skin is darker than my own, to sit here and say that I want to get rid of Black History Month. How much Master's Kool-Aid have you been drinking? Nonetheless, he's another example of craps in the barrel. If I see anybody striving positively, striving for better, if anything, I'm your biggest cheerleader. Genuinely speaking. I'm not going to sit here and talk behind your back because pretty much anything that I can say behind your back, I can say it to your face. So that way, there is no confusion. There is no second guessing. There is no questioning. Where did this come from? No, I'll tell you to your face if I have something to say to you. Your face. We call that respect, boys and girls. Because just as quick as you can say something behind somebody's back, they say sometimes words are weapons. Why would I want to stab you in the back when I can just shoot you in the face? I mean, would you rather see it coming or feel it going? I'd rather see it coming. That way, the person who's going to be the cause of my demise, I can look him dead in the eyes before he does whatever he does. And with that eye-to-eye contact that etches itself into his soul, his or her soul. And every time they close their eyes, from that moment forward, if I were to perish, guess what you see every time you close your eyes? You see me looking at you. If that is not one of the biggest mental mind fucks ever, the person who you feel that confident to want to take something as precious as their life and think that you're not going to remember that person, that that person will not haunt you, oh, they will. They will. And no matter how many therapists you go to, no matter how many people you try to talk to about it, at the end of the day, guess what? That person whose life you took wins. Because they ain't going nowhere. Funny, huh? But moving on to things. Tom Brady got number 7. A lot of people are very upset about that. I think I mentioned this earlier. A lot of people are very upset about that. Personally, I'm not. 43 years old, still in the best shape of his life, and he's won 7 Super Bowl rings. The question is, do you think he's going to get 8? Maybe. Depends. Depends on what team he goes to. Someone cracked a joke one day and said he should come to the Lions. I said, yeah, no, he should not. And that's another thing. Stafford is in Los Angeles. I think he's going to do that team a good service. He may even win a championship, maybe. I don't know. I hope he does. He's a good player. He deserves it. As far as a collection of imbeciles here down at Ford Field, another year, another blah season, maybe. I don't know. Don't really care. But what I do care about is this. I want all of you to think about something. I want all of you to think about anyone that has ever wronged you. Let it go. And I say let it go because is it really worth holding on to it? Is it really that important? I know a lot of people have wronged other people in ways that is indescribable, maybe unforgivable, but on the same token, when you don't forgive, you know what happens. You block your blessings. And I'm quite sure all of us would love to have a bountiful of blessings right now. One surefire way to secure your bounty is to let it go. Because by holding on to it, you know what happens? You don't get what you pray for. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing in this world you could ever do to somebody that God cannot do a better job of. God has a friend named Karma. Karma can do more damage than you could ever imagine. So you guys think about that. And we will meet again soon. I promise I won't be gone that long. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Love you guys. Thank you for your support. Talk to you soon.